foundations are dropped around the tracks. The railroad tracks on the left side of the boat run all the way down this side, and they will curve off after we get close to that building with the arches, River Point. There's a couple buildings here that they had to be a little creative in the way that they placed the foundation.
Nunca sabe por emergencias. No entra el dedo.
Hopefully they say yes. I had a young man sitting right here a couple summers ago, and he said, he said, if they don't, you just throw them off the building. I said, sir, it's nice to be vested in who you're proposing to. Now, if you look at the building, there's a row of columns underneath that belvedere. That's called a colonnade. The columns have these beautiful fancy tops. Those are Corinthian columns. The building curves with the river. You see all these beautiful urns. This beautiful, beautiful style of architecture came to us with Edward Bennett, the designer of the Du Sable Bridge. He studied at the L'École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, France, and he came back and influenced the Beaux-Arts style of architecture here in Chicago. He and Daniel Burnham in 1909 wrote the plan for Chicago, and they thought Chicago should be Paris on the prairie. Well, we didn't exactly follow that plan, but you will see some of the Beaux-Arts style of architecture here in the city of Chicago. We're coming underneath the bridge. These are trunnion bascule bridges, and we'll talk more about that. The picture is called Constellation. It was designed by Santiago Calatrava. And the glass in the bottom parabolic arch is low iron glass. It's highly reflective. We can almost see us turning, yes we can, into the main branch of the river. If you want to take a picture of the boat, I always like to see it. It kind of verifies that I'm at least physically here. Mentally, we're not sure, of course. Let me introduce you to the Grand Lady of the River. She's coming up on your left. This is the Mart. The Mart was built in 1930. It was completed this year, 2023. It's a 58-story building. It has a sister building in San Francisco. It was designed by Pelly Clark. It's platinum LEED certified, and I'll explain LEED certification a little bit later in the tour. It's built on a strip of land that's called Wolf Point that was vacant for many, many years. And we'll get closer to Wolf Point after we come, because you see that yellow trestle there. That's where Chicago's elevated transportation runs. So to block the noise of the L, all of the office space is above the trestle. Now the building is highly reflective. The top of the building is almost like a changing canvas. If we had little white clouds in the sky, they would all be reflected in the building. The building changes with the weather conditions. If you have your cameras out and you want to turn around, there's the Louis Sullivan influence. Now look at the size of the building. You order 5 different things, and they're scattered all around the building. So the young employees were called pickers. They had to go and pick your order to